If you searched for a cost per mile spreadsheet, this is it, and it runs in Google Sheets. In about 5 minutes, you will have your own number. You will also see the mistake that makes most cost per mile figures wrong by 20 cents or more. Here is that mistake up front. Cost per mile is every cost divided by every mile, not your loaded miles. All of them, including the empty ones you drove to reach the freight. Divide by loaded miles only, and you get a number that looks healthy and cannot pay your bills. Let me show you where each piece goes. This is the Settings tab. 6 numbers, and you fill them in once. Your real miles per gallon, not the brochure figure, what you actually pay for fuel. Your factoring rate, or 0 if you do not factor. Then, the cents per mile you set aside for maintenance. The miles you plan to run this year, and the profit per mile you want left over. That last one is why this is not a generic calculator. Every load gets judged against your target, not against the national average that has never seen your truck payment. Fixed cost next. Truck payment, trailer, insurance, permits, parking. These arrive whether you roll or sit still. $4,000 a month here, $48,000 a year. Spread across the miles you plan to run, that is just under 44 cents. Every mile carries 44 cents of truck payment and insurance before a drop of fuel goes in the tank. Now the tab that does the real work. 1 row per load. You type 6 things. The date, the lane, what it pays, loaded miles, deadhead miles, and tolls. Deadhead is the column almost nobody fills in. Those miles burn the same fuel and wear the same tires, and nobody pays you for them. Everything to the right fills itself in. Fuel, factoring off the top. The maintenance reserve. This loads slice of the fixed costs. Then net profit and a verdict. Watch this row. Cleveland to Louisville. $700 for 410 loaded miles. On the load board, that is $1.71 a mile, and it looks like a normal load. But you drove 180 miles empty to get there. Across all 590 miles, it paid $1.19. Net profit minus $21. The verdict reads loses money, and it says so before you ever hook to the trailer. The link to this sheet is in the description if you want your own copy open while you watch. Now the part you came here for. Your cost per mile with every mile counted is $1.29. But you are not paid for empty miles, only for loaded ones. So the loaded miles have to carry the empty ones too. That means you need $1.49 on every paid mile just to break even. 20 cents apart. Quote against the first number and you will run hard all year for nothing. That is the whole trap, and it is one line of arithmetic. Here's what that changes on Monday morning. When a broker offers you a rate, you are not guessing anymore. You have a floor, and you can see how far under it that load sits. The floor gets sharper with every load you add. It is built from your truck and your bills, not somebody else's survey. That is the part a calculator cannot do. Type your numbers in, read the answer, close the tab. The answer leaves with the tab, and it was only ever true for that moment. This keeps every load, so the number stays true as the year moves. 2 more things. This tab is what the truck really cost you. Tires, repairs, maintenance. The sheet compares it against the reserve your loads collected. Here, the loads set aside $763, and the repairs came to over $5,000. It tells you in one sentence instead of letting you find out at the bank. And this tab splits miles and gallons by state. Taxable gallons work themselves out, and you see where you are owed a credit and where you owe tax. It also checks those miles against your loads. Making it yours takes about 10 minutes. 6 numbers on the Settings tab, and your fixed bills straight off your bank statement. After that, a load takes under a minute to log, and it is 6 things you already know before you accept it. The file keeps the whole year in one place. So when you sit down with your accountant, you are not sorting a shoebox of fuel receipts. You are opening one tab. What it does not do. It is not accounting software. It does not file anything. It will never tell you to refuse a load. It tells you what the load pays after everything, and the call stays yours. It works the same in Excel and in Google Sheets. Nothing to install, and the formula cells are locked so you cannot break them. The link is in the description. Open it, put your own 6 numbers in, and log the last 3 loads you ran. If your cost per mile comes out higher than you expected, that is not pessimism. That is the 20 cents nobody was counting. Divide by all your miles, not just the paid ones.